What's going on, everybody? It's Dot Bets. We're checking back in. We got our Week 8 on the dot NFL live stream coming at you guys here on this beautiful, beautiful Sunday morning, full of optimism, hope, prayer. We are excited. We got a bunch of stuff ready for you guys here. I can't believe it's already Week 8 in the season, but we started off slow. We've come together, got a nice couple great shows back to back, and we are going to go for the back to back this week. As always, make sure you guys go hop on occupyfantasy.com and get all of their DFS lineup strategy, anything regarding DFS. They have the top radar that I will show you guys. So shout out to the guys over at Occupy Fantasy. Make sure you guys use my referral link below. I will show you guys the OccuProp and the live odds tab. That is free on their website throughout the show. As always, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you guys are on YouTube. If you're on X, leave a comment or repost it. And then if you're on Twitch, leave a comment and say what's up. And I'm going to do it again this week. We had one lucky contest winner last week. If you leave a comment with someone to score an anytime touchdown and they score, I will give you a free week of VIP through Sharp Duel. Sorry. So make sure you guys leave those comments. Love to hear from you guys throughout the show. Fantasy starts, sits, Survivor, if you guys are still playing Survivors, prop betting, whatever you guys are looking for on this Sunday morning. Make sure you guys shoot it comments. So we got Justin here. Let's LFG boys. We are ready to roll. And we got it's National Tight End Day. And this is always like the stupid narrative that everyone has to do. I threw out a tight end only in the Discord. So make sure if you want that, gain access to it, hit the link below. But yeah, we do feed into that narrative a little bit, and we do have a good slate here this morning. Sorry, and so we will get after it. So if you guys have not been here before and this is your first time, we will go through a spread, a total. We got 3 props, a teaser, and then my pick to click anytime touchdown of the day. And as always, like I said before, make sure you guys leave a comment of who do you think will score. And if they do, I'll get you a full week of VIP on me. All righty. So let's dive into our first play. And it goes to we're going to go to Miami. And this is a team that gets back, which I couldn't believe just how vital Tua was to this team. You always hear about system quarterbacks and yada, yada, yada. But I mean, that point blank, you just saw the value that Tua brought to that team in the last 3 or 4 weeks. Skylar Thompson and Tyler Huntley they were inept. They were impossible to watch. It was hard to turn that. I don't even think Red Zone featured that game unless it was somebody else if the Dolphins were on defense, but it was so bad. But we're going to go back to them. Okay. I think it's a good spot to go to this Dolphins team. I think they'll start out fairly slow, in my opinion, just getting Tua back into it. But ultimately, this Cardinals team is not, especially defensive wise, their injuries are horrific, and they continue to lose players each and every week. So it's kind of like not even a get right spot for the Dolphins, but they're due. And with Tua back, it should just calm everybody down, and their offense should run just a buttload smoother. And plus their defense, Murray has just been sporadic this entire season, just very sporadic, cross country on a short week. So a lot. And I think it's Call of Duty week. Right? Someone in the chat, let me know, but I'm pretty sure it's Call of Duty week. So there's multitude of factors that Kyler Murray will not play very well this week. But that's just a good old narrative here. But I do believe the Dolphins here should roll. We've seen this line move over the key number, which was huge. So I've seen it across the board be 4s and 4.5s to go in our direction. That's a good here. Is that it came off of that key number of 3. Wish we would have got that earlier in the week, but I just could not pull the trigger unless I knew Tua was the quarterback. And let's see what it is across the board. We got 4s. So let me show you guys here on the Occupy Fantasies website and the live odds tab. We got the Dolphins 4 on FanDuel, 4 at Caesars, 4.5 over on BetMGM. So you can see 4.5 starting to pop up. It wouldn't shock me if 4.5s were across the board by kickoff. But I just think this is a good spot here for the Dolphins. Might start slow, but we're gonna go after it. And Justin confirms it is Call of Duty release. So yeah, even more. I just popped in my head. Actually, I didn't write that on my board. That just popped into my head that it was Call of Duty. It was Call of Duty time. But yeah, we are going to go with the Dolphins over here in Miami against the Arizona Cardinals, traveling cross country on a short week, squeaking out that victory over the Chargers defense. And I still think this Dolphins team has got a lot to prove, a lot of talent on that team. A good spot here for the Dolphins. All right, I'm going to go buy back on an over here. We've seen this over, or the number dip. Probably, I think it was at 48. Both weather and situational stuff has a factor here, but I'm to buy back on that number here. When I was going through it, I'm looking at these lines and I'm like, man, this number is way too low for this type of game. However, when you look at it too with the weather and some other factors in it, you can see why people have bet the under. But I'm buying back. The number is too low, in my opinion. It's under a key number of 46 here. So we're going to go Bills, Seahawks over 45 here. I got that over on DK. I want to say it's still 45. There's 45.5s over on FanDuel. But yeah, this Bills Seahawks game should be exciting. I know that there's going to be some period. I don't know if it's periods of rain, a little bit of rain, but there is some wind in it. However, I just think both of these teams, especially Geno, he's turnover prone, and Allen has not thrown an interception yet this year. With the Seahawks give a bunch of pressure, you could see a sloppy game, maybe a pick six here or there with this game, but let alone Amari Cooper getting into this Bills offense. So, I mean, that's exactly what they were missing. You saw it last week. They started off fairly slow, but then they accelerated. And I think once they hit their stride here, I would not be surprised if the Bills dominated this game and win by double digits. But this Seahawks team passes at the highest rate in the league. And I think the Bills safeties, without Bernard here, their key member in their defense, he's huge in this game. Plus, you have their safeties, which I don't think are very good whatsoever. So I know DK Metcalf is probably not going to play. I know he's going to test it out, but I would lean highly that he's not going to play. But you still have very, very good receivers in JSN, Tyler Lockett, Bobo, and Fant have shown some bright spots in this offense too. So I do think this number is a bit too low here. Still with this situational factor, you got 45.5s out there, mostly 45s across the board. But this total has dipped past some key numbers, so that's why I'm buying back on it. I know there's some weather, so feel free to fade on this one. But I like this opportunity here for the Bills and Seahawks, because normally, I mean, you would see this in the 50s. I think if DK is healthy, you don't have any weather to be concerned about. I still think these two teams can have a shootout here. All right, so we got the Dolphins, so we got the Bills, Seahawks. Before we get into my teaser, make sure if you guys are just tuning in, if you guys put someone in the comments, anytime touchdown, you could put Breece Hall, you could put Saquon Barkley, you could put someone, Joe Mixon, minus 200. And if he scores, I'll get you a free week of VIP on me. So make sure you guys leave those comments. We'd love to hear from you guys. All right, we go to our teasers. And our teaser, man, 2 weeks in a row, absolutely killing it. Jameis saved our ass last week with the Browns. Watson goes out, and then they put Thompson in, or DTR DS. I can't remember his name, and he was horrific, horrific. Winston comes in, has a game, or not a game winning, but a line saving touchdown to Njoku at the end. It's a plus 12 and a half for us to finish off the teaser as the Chiefs rolled last week as well. But yeah, so we're 2 weeks in a row, and I do like this one again that I'm putting together. So we're going to go Jets -1, Chargers -1, and then tease the Chiefs down to 2.5 here. The Jets, I mean, this might be the last time I do bet on the Jets this year. They just, I'm teasing them. I mean, come on, you got to be able to take care of business here if you're going to make it to the playoffs. Have a shot with Adams coming in the door here. They handled the Patriots last time they played. They should be able to. I think they're a better team, hands down, than the Patriots. So give me the Jets here at -1. And then the Chargers at home against the Spencer Rattler led Saints, who looked horrific against the Broncos at home. I do think it's a little bit too many points here. I mean, you could tease it up to 14 if you wanted to. I just don't think that this Chargers team is ever going to blow somebody out. But I do think this is going to be a close game. Chargers win -1 here. And then the Chiefs, you've heard a lot of narrative this week about what the Raiders defensive player was mocking Mahomes, said he would get him when it's time. So it's 8.5, 9.5 on FanDuel. So it's 8.5 now on DK. So you can get -1.5 if you guys are tuning in here. And, I 6-0. Don't think that you're going to have this Gardner Minshew led team with just trading out Adams. They're working. Get Myers back. They have Bowers with Madison, but I think this Chiefs team who just added Hopkins gives them a little bit of a spark here, even to a 6-0 team that can even get better on offense, which they should improve on. So I like this team this week with the Chiefs with a little bit more narrative, revenge, kick their ass type of mentality here for the Chiefs. All right, so Jets, Chargers, and then we got the Chiefs. Jets, Chargers, and Chiefs. So make sure you guys let me know in the comments about those three. I got Dolphins, Bills, Seahawks over, and then the Jets, Chiefs, 7-point teaser, 2-unit play. That's also a subscriber play, as I always share the love on that front for you guys tuning in. All right, so let's get to our 3 props. And there was a lot of props I like this week, tons. And it always it tends to happen. More and more data you get throughout the season, especially after the first 4 to 5 weeks. I just feel like the props market, they get a little bit more efficient, but there is lack. Sometimes you can still see some good lines here, and we're gonna go to the Falcons Buccaneers game, and we're gonna go with the passing attack here for the Tampa Bay Bucks. And I know that Godwin and Evans are not going to be playing here. Godwin out for the season with that horrific ankle injury. Evans blew out a hammy on a touchdown, or could be second touchdown pass there. You're going to have the 3-headed backfield with White, Irving, and Tucker. So who is left to catch the football? You got McMillan, you got Sterling Shepard, and Cade Otton. Just a lot of no names. So what I think they're going to do this week is going to utilize Rachaad White a little bit more in the pass game. This line, a bit, but I could see White on the field with Bucky and Tucker at times. Utilize Rachaad White maybe out as a receiver a little bit more. That's his strength as a football player here, as a running back. He's never been known to be a very efficient runner. As you can see, he's got 2 other guys competing with him in the backfield. However, losing those 2 big big receivers with Godwin and Evans, I could see Rachaad White getting a little bit more in the pass game here. He had 71 yards receiving week, and basically His receptions were 6, targets 6. He's known to have 5 to 6 to 7 targets in a game, and that's with Evans and Godwin. So I think that they're featured a little bit more here this week. Maybe you see him split out as a wide receiver. Anyways, I think you're going to see a lot more Rachaad White as a pass catcher in this game, especially against this Falcons team who gives up pretty good amount to the running back position. Let me just show you guys who has done what against them. Even Kenneth Walker had 24 yards. You had Kamara 42, and you even had Saquon up in the 20s. So you got opportunities against this Falcons team. Blitzes a lot, so you should see Rachaad White get a little bit more opportunity here in the pass game. Higgins is inactive. That guy gets hurt all the time. It's just it's crazy, absolutely crazy. But what are you gonna do? I in the Discord I already put my wide receiver ladder parlay out, and I had Chase for 100 plus. So we're gonna go with Chase to have a big game here. All right, so that's one prop down, and let me show you guys here over on the AccuProp radar real quick the lines throughout here on Rachaad. We got easy feature here from Occupy Fantasy. If you've not used this, it's super simple. I use it every single time I'm trying to bet a prop, no matter what the sport. You go to occupyfantasy.com, you go to the betting tab, and you just scroll to the AccuProp radar. You type in your player, and it shows you every single player available. And you can see over on FanDuel, it's 22.5 across the board. It's 21.5 less juice over on BetMGM. That's where we took it. So that's easy feature here. Incredible feature from Occupy Fantasy. Makes it super easy to get the best line available. All right. So let's go to our second prop of the week. And I'll show you on the AccuProp radar here with the only book that's giving me plus odds on this, and I'll take this any day of the week. We're going to go with Caleb Williams. Over 1.5 pass touchdowns, plus 108. Have that over on FanDuel. We got a Commanders defense. Daniels is looking like he's going to play. So I think this has got a potential to be a very, very enticing matchup on both ends. But you've seen Caleb Williams come into his fold. He's absolutely gotten used to the NFL game. There's slow start, but he's thrown 8 touchdown games in his last 4 games. 8 touchdowns in his last 4 games. So I think he threw 4 in London, which is incredible. So a lot of other books have this as minus odds, but we got FanDuel over here hanging at plus 108. So I'm going to go ahead and take that. This Commanders defense has gotten better against the pass. However, they played, Murray, who doesn't like to throw the ball too often in the red zone. They just hand the ball off to James Conner. Deshaun Watson they played, and he's horrific. Was the least great, the last graded quarterback in the league. And then they had Lamar Jackson, who, in the red zone tends to hand the ball off to Derrick Henry. So only threw for 1. And then last week, they handled the Panthers, which the Panthers they went to Andy Dalton. Now they're going back to Bryce Young because of the accident here with Dalton. I would assume that Bryce Young just continues on throughout the season and see what they have in him. And if not, they'll probably trade him in the offseason or whatnot. But before then, when they played pretty good offenses here, Baker threw for 4 week 1. Daniel Jones even threw for 2 touchdowns in week 2. And then Joe Burrow threw for 3 against them. I think this Bears passing game is so much better than it was in week 1 and 2 when Caleb Williams was just getting used to the game, getting used to the speed of the NFL. Now he's coming to the stronghold. You're going to see him throw 2+. I could even see a 3. And I like DJ Moore, Rome, and Allen. You even got Komet in the red zone that they can get to. And Swift has been better as of late, but I still think this is a great opportunity here for Caleb Williams over 1.5 to get 2 pass touchdowns here. Hopkins, we got Justin here. Hopkins to play significant snaps today. That's intriguing. And I would I would say it's kind of like the Amari of last week. I think Amari played a little bit more than I thought and caught that touchdown. But you just don't think I don't think Hopkins is going to run anything crazy. They don't run. I mean, I don't know, maybe slant plays to him, but yeah, that's intriguing. I do like obviously the Chiefs. They should roll, but the Chiefs are an intriguing, Millie Maker DFS lineup there. Mahomes, Kelsey, you can either throw Hopkins or Worthy in. That they should just dominate the entire game. A little bit more narrative there. Low owned, stack, a little bit more expensive than you would normally do, but not bad. I ran a stack a couple times a couple weeks ago and did not go well. It has not gone well the entire season if you ran those, but it is lower owned, and maybe this is the week that it pops. So not a bad option there for the Millie Maker. All right, let's get to our last prop here. And we're going to go to, I think, is a very, very intriguing matchup with the Packers Jaguars. I've seen a lot of love in the community on the Jaguars. You've seen that line move from like 4.5 to 3.5 as they think they should bring back what they brought from London to home against this Packers team. But I'm going to go with the running back for the Green Bay Packers, who has gotten a bunch of action in their receiving game as of late. And we're going to go Josh Jacobs over 17.5 receiving yards, minus 113 over on FanDuel. If you've watched this Packers team play late, Jacobs has been a beast, absolute beast, both running and receiving. He finally caught his first receiving touchdown last week. But the last 4 games, he's had 15 targets or more. And I think that has to do with some offensive line issues. They're trying to get the ball out a little bit quicker. But he's gotten 27, 21, 28 yards receiving. And last week had 16 on 5 receptions, which most of the time you're not going to see many receptions like that, but you're going to see a lot more screen passes that go for a good chunk here. So 17.5 is a good number. It actually started at 16.5, got to 17. I'm okay with taking it still here, as I think he gets 20 plus in this matchup here. Who the Jaguars are very, very susceptible on the run. Swift had 28. Even Trey Sermon had 25. Goodson had 31. James Cook 48. Devon Achane had 76. But big numbers here against this Jaguars defensive front here, and it would not surprise me to see 20 plus here for Josh Jacobs, as they just been successful. You beat the Jaguars through the air, even when getting their safety back last week. They still gave up a ton. All right, so let's go back to the OccuProp radar. Let me show you the Caleb Williams odds real quick, just so you can see it. And we have total passing touchdowns. And as you can see, the industry's got 105, 109, 105, and then FanDuel's hanging a plus 108. So either FanDuel, no, I don't know what the heck's going on at FanDuel, but I'm taking that line any day of the week there. And then once you go to Josh Jacobs, we're going to see Josh Jacobs here. And total receiving yards. And you see it's 18.5 everywhere and 17.5 on FanDuel. So FanDuel's hanging some good lines here for us in the player prop side. So that is the OccuProp radar here. And then we also have our pick to click. So our last prop of the day, I'm going to go with his teammate here for this Packers Jaguars game. I thought about Brian Thomas. I thought about Evan Ingram. I'm thinking about that side of the game. Go with the guy who's he absolutely just knows how to get in the end zone every time, anytime. We're going to go with Jaden Reed, 118. Jaguars team just said about is very uh, versus the pass. Well, Jordan Love throws very, very much in the red zone. I think they're top 5 in the league, maybe the highest in the league of throwing the ball in the red zone. Because I thought about maybe doing Josh Jacobs as an anytime touchdown as well in this game. But this game intrigued me, and I finally, you could go with Dobbs, you can go with Watson, you can go with Wicks. I've seen a lot of people on Wicks this week. Reed is the safest bet here at plus 118. He also takes those sweeps or those little quick passes, and then they screen for him, and he runs, and he just gets into the end zone. And he has big playability as the Jaguars give up the most explosive plays on the defensive side. So you can see him get a bomb down in the slot through the middle of the field, 20 plus yards. Boom! I can get to see him get it. And if you remember last year, scored in like 5 straight away games. So this is someone that Jordan Love truly trusts away from home. You can see that dynamic, that chemistry come together here. But he has scored this season in three of the 7 games. Did not score last week at home, but we're going to go and try to get it here with Jaden Reed, and it's a pretty good spot. I think that game environment should be a fun one to watch there. All right, so let's recap real quick. Let me know. Leave a comment. This is the last chance you guys got. I'll be here for like another minute or so. Put a comment. If your guy scores a touchdown, I will give you guys a free week of VIP. So make sure you guys tune in and put in a comment. All right, so let's recap. We got the Dolphins -4 should roll in Miami. Cardinals on a short week cross-country travel. And buying back on the Bills Seahawks over here that has dipped from 48 due to the weather. Think it's a little bit more of an overreaction than much. And then the 7-point teaser: Jets, Chargers, Chiefs. You can even get Chiefs at -1.5 now, plus 130 for 2 units there. We got Rashad White over 21.5 receiving yards. Should play a little bit more role in the passing game. And we're going to get plus money here on Caleb Williams to throw 2 touchdown passes. Believe against this command weak pass defense, able to get there with Caleb. And another susceptible matchup here against the pass. Josh Jacobs, much more opportunity as of late. Should continue here against the Jaguars. And then we're going to go with his teammate Jaden Reed to get in the end zone as our anytime touchdown pick to click. All right. If you guys have any other additional questions before lock, make sure you guys at me on X at .bets, or you guys can join Occupy's Discord or my own Discord and ask any questions anytime, 24/7. All right. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We will be back next week, same time, same place. We'll cash some tickets this week. Have another profitable show. Appreciate you guys tuning in. See you guys.